Hello and welcome to Psyched, the show where we explore psychedelics through social, economic, and political perspectives. So next up, we have Mendel from WavePaths, who we're going to be bringing up here. And he's going to introduce us to one of his WavePaths listening sessions. There will be a separate link provided, and we can go on to actually listen to that session through that link. So I think Mendel is being invited up right now. Hey, Mendel, how are you?
Hi, Marek. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, so I will keep it really short because, first of all, most people are familiar with my scientific research. And secondly, many of you have been listening and filling your mind with lots of really good and interesting ideas for the last few days. And this is really an opportunity for us to show what we've been working on and for you to get out of your head a little bit and get back into your body. I'm going to give a little really brief presentation before the deep listening session begins to explain what awaits you. And I'm going to share my PowerPoint. And while I do that, you should see my screen right now, right? Yeah.
Yep, you're good.
Good. And while I do that, I would really like to encourage everyone already to think about a really comfortable position and place in your room to lie down. Try to find an eye mask. Make sure that you have a piece of uninterrupted time for yourself. And yeah, and before the session starts, I'm going to give a little introduction about the thinking behind this. So I'm not going to turn this again into a scientific presentation, but the work that has been happening over the last decade on psychedelic therapy really shows one really interesting fundamental insight, and that is that in psychedelic therapy sessions, patients can have a whole range of different experiences, but there are particular experiences that are personally meaningful, that are correlated with these positive therapy outcomes. And you can summarize this as that psychedelic therapy offers experiences as medicine, experiences as the foundation for positive changes. And psychedelic therapy is complex. It's no magic pill. The question is really, how can we facilitate these kind of changes? There's an interaction between the drug, the set and setting, the interpersonal environment, and the music itself. And a lot of my research focused on the importance of music and understanding music, how music works in the brain, but also how to work with music in the therapeutic practice. So music needs to be used in a client-centered way. It needs to be adapted to the medicine. It needs to be adapted to you, who you are, what your natural inclinations are, and how you respond to music, and your experience, which is very unpredictable. So we developed this system that is an adaptive generative music system that therapists and facilitators can use to guide psychedelic therapy sessions in a client-centered way. So it's an artificially intelligent system. It generates music on the fly, and it can be adapted based on your experience, based on therapeutic needs, and so forth and so on. So you will get a taster of this. And I'm going to actually skip this to make sure that I don't talk for too long. We piloted the system, in this case in our pop-up space in London, with 21 speakers, where patients met a guide, and they would then be surrounded by these 21 speakers in combination with a biometric feedback system, be guided on a journey inside of themselves. And before you go, I will encourage you again to find a really calm, comfortable spot. Reflect. You can approach this session as an intellectual curiosity. That's perfectly fine. But the more you can open yourself up to the experience of the music, you will also be able to gain some personal benefits from it. And secondly, I really like to encourage you to slow down, move away from all the thinking, to be more present, move away from thinking into being more in touch with what's happening inside, with your feelings, moving away from judging towards acceptance. And finally, I think it can be beautifully summarized in this quote by the brilliant psychotherapist Milton H. Erickson: allow yourself to see what you normally would not allow yourself to see. Very important. I'm going to share a link right now. Marek, maybe you can share the link already. You haven't done. If you go to the link, make sure you close the Zoom application and any other applications that may cause a conflict with your sound card to make sure that the music is really the best quality. With all that said, I'm really going to wish you a beautiful experience, both with this session and with the rest of your conference, and hope to hear from you again.
And just one note before we transition over, this will be the last part of today. So after you close out this Zoom, you don't have to come back here. We're going to close out with Mendel's session. So thanks everyone for joining today. Hope you enjoy the session, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 5. Bye-bye.